40 odd something hours. The sweat on my back's got my shirt soaked and sour. And oh, it's already gone. Second night's coming and I'm spinning back around. We're all caught up, can't hear or feel the sound. And oh, it's already gone. And here comes the feeling when you don't got nothing, and all you want to do is get up and start running. You can't hide long cause you know it's gonna start up again. Here's one thing that I know for certain, this life's too short to be worrying about you hurting for long. Oh, it's already gone. Got time but money's not something that's free. Since the roll of the dice never rolls back to me. And oh, it's already gone. A bird in my hand, 2 cans in the other, start spinning around. Now here comes another, and oh, it's already gone. And here comes the feeling when you don't got nothing, and all you want to do is get up and start running. You can't hide long cause you know it's gonna start up again. Here's one thing that I know for certain, this life's too short to be worrying about you hurting for long. Oh, it's already gone. And all you want to do is get up and start running. You can't hide long cause you know it's gonna start up again. Here's one thing that I know for certain, this life's too short to be worried about you hurting for long. Whoa, it's already gone. Already gone. It's already gone. Go.
What is up, Jags fans? I got the timer exactly right, so you know that's a good omen for Liam Coen and all things Jags going forward. I'm super excited because tonight is our official Liam Coen offensive scheme film breakdown, and I have so many clips loaded up about Liam Coen. I cannot wait to get into this. I'm excited because I could kind of see the vision where Liam Coen's going to utilize Jaguar players, especially Trevor Lawrence, especially Brian Thomas Jr., especially Evan Ingram, especially Tank Bigsby / Travis Etienne. I'm expecting big things from this offense, and I think the skill set's going to work out really, really well. Thank you guys for being here. We've had a huge uptick in views and members this week, so shout out to you guys. I know it's exciting news. I'm glad the Jags can have some exciting news going forward. This is a fan show, so get into the comments. I try to hit as many comments as I can. I will admit this show is going to be kind of film heavy, so in those shows, I don't hit as many comments as I'd like, but I still want to get you guys a part of the show. So make sure to get into the comments. There's a bunch of stuff in the video description, including Racha Sriacha, the channel member sponsor for this. So get in there. You can order some Racha Sriacha in there. Also, there's some fun little side projects that I do that are in the video description. So check it out. It's fun things that I like to do. But tonight is all about Liam Coen. And the Jags looks like they're this close to securing the deal, to getting the pen on the paper, to getting it all signed and ready to go after the chaotic, dramatic events that happened in the NFL with Tampa Bay and Jacksonville. It's looking like it's going to happen here. I know the GM spot is still up for grabs. Admittedly, I don't know many GMs outside of Big Neck, Agnew, and Cunningham, to be honest, but hopefully one of those three comes here. But tonight's going to be film heavy. A couple of comments right off the rip. Ben Wilmoth was the first one in the chat. He says, let's freaking go. Let's go. Let's go. Kyle says back to back days with Jags United streams. I haven't been this excited and late in the season since 2017. That's right. It's been a week. Steve Koltnick says agreeing to terms isn't the same thing as having pen to paper. Let's be okay. Stray Studio says 4 in a row. I know. I'm becoming a full-time YouTuber. Like I'm a full-timer now. I'm legit a full-timer. So it is what it is. Cali Jag says back to back. That's right. Shay channel member says let's go. We're back. Aiden Tobin says Coen, the man in charge now. Ryan Baguette says Duval. Let's go. Hands says an insane 48 hours. Charlie Boy says Duval. Robbie Sanders says best day ever. Cali Jag says Tampa Bay fans are losing their shit on X. It's bad out there. Timmy Devil says who's GM, who's OC, and DC. Also, who's running backs coach? Because I still believe in ETN. I don't know, Timmy. I can't answer those questions for you. I can't. What I can do is I can load up some film after we get BT. Channel members comment this week has been like pro wrestling script. What are the chances? What are the freaking chances? I'm excited. This is going to be a good show today. I'm going to set my screen up here. I probably should have done that a while ago, but no big deal. All right. So let's talk briefly, let's say a minute about Liam Coen. I'm going to do this really, really quick. So I need you guys to lean in. I need you to lock in because I'm going to fly through this and I'm going to talk insanely fast because I want to get to these clips. I have more clips than I'm going to get to tonight. So just be ready for that. Liam Coen, last year, 3rd in yards per game, 3rd in passing yards, 4th in rushing yards per game, 4th in points per game. In the regular season, he beat the Commanders, he beat the Eagles, he beat the Lions, he beat the Chargers. The things I like about Liam Coen, because now I watched every single offensive snap from 2024. These are the things that stand out to me the most. The biggest thing is his spacing concepts. If you don't know what I mean by that, it's when his play designs where the receivers run routes, their spacing is almost always perfect. It gives the quarterback 3 reads in front of his face where he just has to pick who the open guy is. Whether that's a levels concept, like a high-low, whether that's crossers across the middle of the field, he does it really well. And I have clips to back all these things up. I mentioned the drag routes and the crossers. The rub routes. He's a master at creating these rub routes. He's really, really good at getting his running backs open in space. It's strange. His running backs are always open in space. That accounted for a lot of Baker Mayfield's yards last year. We're getting into the running backs in space. Very good in the run game. Pulls the guards and the tackles. He has a lot of run plays that are pretty creative. He runs a lot of jet sweeps. A lot of trap blocking by backside tight ends. He uses like a 3rd tight end as a fullback at times. And the most important thing is he knows how to utilize his number 1 wide receiver. He knows how to get the number 1 wide receiver the ball. The plays he sets up for Mike Evans, where the whole play design was set up for Mike Evans, gives me so much hope that he can do that with Brian Thomas Jr. And again, don't take my word for it. These plays are about to back it up. Quick history on Liam Coen. He was the Rams assistant receivers coach in 18 to 19. He was the assistant quarterbacks coach for the Rams in 2020. He went to Kentucky to call plays as the offensive coordinator and the quarterbacks coach. He went back to LA Rams as the offensive coordinator in 2022. He went back to Kentucky in 2023 to be the OC and quarterbacks coach. Then he got the Tampa Bay Bucks job as the OC last year. And now he is your Jacksonville Jaguars head freaking coach. Let's go, Liam. Where do we start? Where do we even start? Let's start with the good play designs. All right, you ready for that? Let's start with the good play designs. And again, we have a lot of plays loaded up, so I'm not going to spend a ton of time on these plays like I normally do. I typically spend a lot of time breaking them down, but we're just going to go through them quickly just so you guys can get an idea. I actually did a show last night with Travis Holmes. You need to check it out because Travis is a great commenter. He's amazing. And I showed this clip with the on last night's show, but it's a 4th down play. I'm gonna explain this one time on the first clip so that when I say it, you guys know what I'm talking about. And those of you that watch film breakdowns here all the time know this by now, but I'm just gonna tell you now. There's a lot of new people here watching, so I'm gonna explain it. When we talk about personnel packages, we use the numbers. So here we call this 11 gun personnel. Okay, 11 gun. This first number indicates how many running backs there are. There's 1 running back. So that's where that 1 comes from. The second one indicates how many tight ends there are. There's 1 tight end. So this is 11 personnel. Okay, that's where that comes from. A gun, I think we all know what gun means. All right, so we would say 1 by 2. We say this because there's 1 receiver on the left and there's 2 receivers on the right. So we say 1 by 2. We read it like a book, left to right. So if we say 11 gun, 1 by 2, this is the personnel that we're talking about. All right. So just so if I use this terminology, you guys know what I'm talking about here. Okay. This is a 4th down play. This is going to be a design quarterback rollout or a quarterback sprint. The line of scrimmage is going to stunt to the right. And then watch this play design out here. You're going to get, I think this is Sterling Shepard, I believe. You're going to get a fake block and then a speed out to the back pylon. Watch this. This is 4th down. They need this play. They're going for it. Now, great throw. Great throw on the run. Rolling out to his right. The pocket moves with him. The running back picks up a crucial block there. And again, everything he does has a levels concept to it. Now, when I say levels concept, this is what I mean. He's got a short level concept and a back level. He's making the defender pick. So this corner decides he's going to stick this guy here. So then this guy must be open. This defender does a pretty good job staying on the back hip in man coverage. I'll admit, this is pretty good coverage. So this is a tight window that Baker has to throw into. But the play design was there. The play design was great. That's a tough spot for a defender. So if Trevor can make that throw, that's a touchdown all day on the 4th down. This play here is designed for Cade Otton. All right. So Cade Otton is your tight end. So this is 10 gun, 2 by 2 personnel. It's motion. Beautiful. Beautiful. So watch this again. Watch this again. So what you're going to have is pre-snap motion. Let's go back a little bit more. Another thing that Coen does, I didn't mention in the beginning of the show, a lot of pre-snap motion. A lot. We're going to see clips where the running back goes back and forth to both directions multiple times. All right. So you're going to see a lot of pre-snap motion. So here, Cade Otton's going to move pre-snap across the formation. So this is going to end up being a 10 gun, 3 by 1 motion personnel. All right. And he's going to go. And what you're going to see is you're going to see a wheel route from Cade Otton. You're going to see a clear out post and then another backside in route or a post or whatever that is there. But watch how it gets Cade Otton wide open. Again, you're going to see the little rub concept here at the bottom of your screen. This is designed. This is designed here to do this. And this is against the Chiefs. This is against Steve Spagnuolo and the Chiefs, the greatest defense of all time, apparently. Wide open. Wide open right here. Watch the little rub route at the bottom of your screen. That's all it takes. Tutty. Here's another rub route here. This is against the Commanders. 10 gun, 2 by 2 tight personnel. Love this play. Love this play. So Mike Evans is going to run you got to worry about Mike Evans. He's running a little delayed slant route where he's going to rub the defender here. Godwin's just going to do a speed out to the front pylon. Baker's looking there the entire time. This is designed to get Godwin to the front pylon wide open, and it works perfectly. Touchdown. That's it. That's it. Here's you see a lot of screens, a lot of wide receiver screens. Again, look at this pre-snap motion. Okay, this receiver is going to start out on the left side of your formation. Actually, the running back. He's going to come across the formation here. A lot of 2 running back sets in Coen's offense. A lot of 2 running back sets. This leads me to believe they're going to bring in another running back, whether it's through the draft or through free agency, because they do a lot of 2 running back sets. So this is against the Giants. You're going to see just a great screen game here. Throws it out here, and here comes the blocks. Another big thing about Liam Coen's offense, receivers have to be able to block. Got to be able to block. If you can't block, you're not going to play. Getting out here in space, getting out here in space. We got numbers. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 for their 1, 2, 3, 4. We got numbers. Make a play. Bucky Irving, and it's Tutty. Give him that push. Give him that push. I think they actually mark him down at the 1-yard line here, but you get the idea. Got to be downfield blockers. And look at this. Look at this. Scotty Miller with the push. I love it. I love it. How about this one? While we're talking about play design, first of all, pistol. You guys know me. I'm a sucker for pistol. I love the pistol offense here. All right. So pistol set, still 11 gun. You still have a tight end here. They're going to be set up. Could be run, could be pass here. Watch this play, boys. Yeah. Yeah, we'll take that right there all day long. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. We're going to do a couple comments. I'm going to talk about one thing that I'm just thinking about. I'm not going to say reservations. I'm not going to say worried. One thing I'm thinking about. I went back and looked at the yards that Baker Mayfield had because, again, I went through every single offensive player from 2024, and it seemed like to me that Baker Mayfield was running a lot and picked up a lot of yards with his feet. And so I actually watched all the plays, and then I went and looked at the yards that Baker Mayfield had picked up with his feet, and I was expecting them to be around like 400 to 500, like closer to 500, to be honest. Like it just seemed like he was running all the time. When I looked at it, it ended up being only 379 yards rushing. Okay, so 379 with Baker. He was like the 10th highest rusher this year for a quarterback. Trevor in 2023 actually had his highest rushing yards ever, and that was 339. So only 40 yards more between Trevor's best year and Baker's year last year. Not a lot. But then I started thinking, I was like, why did it seem like that Baker had so many more yards with his legs? And it turns out that Baker is really, really good at keeping the play alive with his instincts, pocket awareness, and his legs. Can Trevor do that? I think he can. So that's from a little interested to see how the transition will happen between Trevor and Baker. One thing I will say, though, without a doubt, is Baker threw a lot more interceptable balls. And we've given Trevor Lawrence a lot of crap about his accuracy through the last year and a half. But Baker threw a lot more interceptable balls. I mean, they scored 51 points one game, and I think he threw like 4 interceptions. So Trevor's more accurate than Baker, much more accurate. But can he escape the pocket and extend plays the way that Baker does is something I'm interested to look at. And will that inhibit Liam Coen's offense if his quarterback can't do that? So hit a couple comments. I'll move into the next category. Oh, I am way behind, boys. Oh, Q Revere with $10 super chat. He said, I'm 6 minutes behind. Here's a penny for every butthurt Bucks fan. Q Revere, thank you for the $10. I appreciate that. It means a lot to me that people would give their money to me, to the channel. I really appreciate it. Oh, my goodness. Mid-aged gaming at Tallahassee. If Liam made Levis look like a first-round pick, he's going to make Lawrence look like an MVP for $5. Thank you. Well, I made this argument last night. You need to go back and watch my shows the last 3 nights. They're all good. Trust me. I'm not biased. I swear. College and pros aren't the same. He did make Will Levis look really, really good. So that's a good point. I don't know. I don't really get too caught up. I actually was going to clip some Kentucky film. But I'm in the spirit of honesty with you all. I'm honest with you guys. I watched some Kentucky film. The problem is if I use that film, it has to come off of YouTube. And if I use YouTube, the entire video gets unmonetized or demonetized. So I thought, do I show them the Kentucky film and get demonetized, or do I just believe that they might take my word for it? And I went with the latter. Does that make me selfish? Maybe. But I'm being honest with you guys. I'm being honest. And it still might get demonetized. Sometimes when you show these NFL clips, it does. So I'm flipping the coin with this. But if I were to show his Kentucky film, it 100% would. So that's where I'm at. But that's my only reservation about the Will Levis. I like Will Levis, but obviously not good enough NFL quarterback. But thank you for the $5. I appreciate it. Got to get Dan Middlebrooks in here. I got to. He said, Q, how about a friendly Bucks fan? Can you spare a few bucks for me? Well, see, I don't think that's really fair, Dan, because Dan is a Bucks fan, but he lives in Jacksonville, so he kind of has a foot in both camps, and he won't admit that. He'll never admit that, but he does. He does. And I think at his deepest inner heart, he's a Jags fan. He just isn't willing to admit that yet. A couple more comments, then we'll move into the next clip folder of clips. Luca says T-Law is also amazing at big-time throws. I'm sure Liam can scheme stuff up to give T-Law some easy short stuff to open up his long ball ability. Man, you guys are too good to me. You guys spoil me. You spoil me. I'm blushing. Thank you. I appreciate it. Mid-aged gaming. I'd love to know what games you play. I would like to know that. Baker had his best year under Liam, says Jacob. Okay. Timmy says, yeah, I agree, Robert. Double up on guard and get the one that has the ability to play center. Yeah, I mean, the Bucks had issues blocking up the interior at times, and that kind of took away from like what I was trying to prove in some of these clips when I was watching them, was that like Baker was getting pressured up the middle. And what led to me talking about Baker being able to escape and extend the plays was because they couldn't block a lot of interior pass rush. Okay, I just want to show this. Like this is just what I want to show. I want to show the jet sweep concepts, okay? I really do. This isn't the first play I want to show. All right, so Liam Coen loves the jet sweep. Absolutely loves the jet sweep. I didn't even clip every single one because the show typically goes an hour, maybe a little longer. So I just realized I couldn't show them all. But I wanted to prove to you that he runs the jet sweep a lot. So I clipped a good amount of them. All right, here's against the Panthers. He's under center. And this is what made the run game so effective, was basically anytime they ran the ball, they ran like a jet sweep or they ran like a counter option to where the defense had to freeze one. So you could never get all 11 guys to the ball because you had to be careful he was going to do something else. Misdirection is how we would call it in football, right? So this is like an example of it here. All right, so watch this. This is against the Panthers. Beautiful. Again, it's not going to go for a ton of yards, but it's going to prove my point. It's going to prove my point. Watch the little jet sweep here. I mean, look at this. Look at the amount of misdirection that he has going on here. He has a wide receiver coming across the formation, so like freezes the backside defenders. Then he runs. Watch this. So he's got one play option here. Then he's got Bucky Irving, who could run here. So he's going to freeze all. So now we have frozen 9 of the 11 guys on 2 players that aren't even going to get the ball. Okay. So this half here, these 3 have to worry about this jet sweep. These 4 have to worry about Bucky Irving getting the run here. And then what do? They give it to neither one. Now, if the tight end could hold his block right here, this play would go for huge yards. Unfortunately, this tight end can't hold his block. Kind of makes the receiver have to cut it up field a little bit earlier than he wanted to. Still a good game. I mean, it was, what down was that? That was second down. They got a first down on it, running the ball. I'll take that. I'll take that. Here's another one. This is against the Chiefs, under center. Pre-snap motion. Got him. Yep. We will watch it from the end zone. But again, like, he does this so much that he makes the defenses have to respect it, and they can't go all out on these run plays. Like, that's how you establish the run. Imagine that. Imagine that. This is the dude right here, Kieft, that they use as their third tight end / fullback, which I would be pumped if we brought a fullback in. And yes, he's a tight end, but he's a fullback in this offense, okay? He's a fullback. All right. Moving right along. I want to delete that so it doesn't come back up. Here's another one. Against the Chiefs again. They ran the jet against the Chiefs a lot. Upfield, not a lot of yards, but, you know, gets the job done. Against the 49ers. Jet sweep. I think this was a, oh no, okay. All right. But jet sweep, got to respect it. Another one is against the Ravens. Now it's fourth down too, by the way. I don't know if y'all caught that. I don't know if you caught that. I'm going to pause it right here. 4th and inches. This is a 4th and inches call. 4th and inches. They got everyone stacked up at the line of scrimmage. Look at the box. It's loaded up. They're ready for this. They got their big back in. They're ready to go. What do? We're going to run a jet sweep. So what does that do? Okay, cool. Jet sweeps. That's awesome. Cool. This is the Giants. Giants have been watching all the film. They know they like the jet sweep. They have to sit. They have to be patient. They can't come crashing downhill. What I mean by that is, like, let's say this DN wanted to crash down here. He can't do that because there's a chance it could be an outside jet sweep. So he's got to come upfield, which opens up other things. And look what happens here. Jet sweep coming around. Now watch. They got the jet sweep coming. Snaps the ball before he gets there. So he's got to freeze. 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 And now they have to respect this jet sweep. What do the Bucs do? Nope. We're counter toss. First down. So, like, this is like, he sets this up. He sets this stuff up where he runs this stuff to make it. You can see it from here. This is like a good spot right here. Let me look at this. Freeze. Like, there, look, outside shoulder stunt, getting straight up into the gap. He's coming through this gap. He's coming through this gap. All set up perfectly to now when we toss, leverage. This is what you want right here. Got the cameraman. First down. Love it. I love it. I'll get some more comments here. Duval died. The jet sweep. Same play. They fumbled the ball in their postseason loss with an ill-timed snap. Oh, look at Travis trying to come in here with this deep dive preseason film. Yuck. Another first-round corner. Okay. Let me get to some of these. We saw that BTJ could with the jet sweep. This is what I need right here, baby, says Big Dog. Muddy Water says, go watch Mike Evans highlights. That'll be BTJ next year. Very similar. I even see a lot of Parker Washington comps to Chris Godwin. Do we draft wide receiver? I don't know what we do, but what I would like is either a wide receiver or corner. I feel like we have a bigger need at corner, but we also have a need at receiver. So, I mean, it's hard to say bigger, but we cannot go into next season with Tyson Campbell being the only viable starter in our back four. Don't sell me on Cisco. Don't sell me on Antonio Johnson. Ronald Darby. No, I don't want any of those three playing unless there's an injury or special teams. I need a revamped secondary. And honestly, I'm a little bullish on Tyson Campbell. Over under 100 rushing yards for BTJ. I would take the over because I think he's going to hit one for like 60. And then there's your over right there. Jacob says Liam Coen offense was still really good, even with Mike Evans missing games and Godwin missing most of the season. Okay, so I will say that like there was a tough stretch there where the Bucs did lose 4 games in a row, and it was when both receivers were injured. So I know like people like to say that he elevated all the receivers around them, but they did have a tough stretch where they lost 4 games in a row. But if you look at who their other receivers are outside of Evans and Godwin, you're stuck with guys like Jalen McMillan, who's a rookie, Ryan Miller, Raheem Jarrett, Sterling Shepard, Trey Palmer, Cameron Johnson. Our cupboard's not that bare at receiver, especially if we bring one in. T. Higgins. But I like this talk about BTJ. Because one thing that stood out to me was how I think that he will utilize BTJ. Okay, so you guys are gonna have to stay with me here because I know it's tough to like connect the dots between Mike Evans and BTJ. I know that's tough to do, but stay with me here. My thesis, my motif is that I believe that Liam Coen will use Mike Evans the same way he's going to use BTJ. For example, this play here against the Panthers. All right, I showed this last night with Travis. You're on the 2-yard line. You got 1, 2 tight ends and a tackle over, so you're just showing run all the way. Maybe put the mouth guard in. That might help convince the defense a bit, but that's just little coaching details that me and Bill Belichick would do. But look what they're doing here. ISO, one-on-one on the outside. My best player against your corner. Everything's showing run. Everything is pointing to run right here. This is how I think he's going to use Brian Thomas Jr. Just set him up. Let him do that. Let's go. I mean, this is ISO 1v1. I'll take Brian Thomas Jr. against a man corner one-on-one all day, every day. I'll take that. So I think that's how he'll use him there. Here's another one, how I think he'll use him. All right, so keep your eye on Mike Evans, okay, the Brian Thomas Jr. of the Bucs offense. They're in a trips left bunch. Trips because it means there's 3 guys out there. Left because they're to the left. And a bunch because they're bunched up. Okay, so 10 gun, trips left bunch. I'm sorry, it's not 10 gun. It's 11 gun. There's a tight end right here. 11 gun, trips right bunch. Watch Mike Evans. Oh, he false started there. Did he false start there? Oh, he did. Oh, he did. All right. Bam, corner. Gotcha. You're not covering me. No shot. Not even a contested ball. But look at how he does the pre-snap motion. Look at this. Look at this pre-snap motion. Comes out here. And why he does this, and I'm sorry I didn't clarify this, but the reason why he does all this pre-snap motion is because it makes the defense declare if they're in man or zone. When you move a guy in the formation from one spot to another, all you have to do is watch what the defense does, and they will declare if they're in man or zone. So when you get the declaration of what they're doing, for example, watch this right here. When he bumps out, they bumped out the coverage. So whether it's a palms reading, like palms pattern match coverage just basically means that you're passing off. First guy in is him. First guy out is him. And some teams do that. Some teams just man it up, which isn't what they're doing here. Some teams will press here, and then he'll take whatever he does. But here, when they pass it off here, it kind of tells you that they're playing some sort of man or palms pattern matching concept. Either way, if they're in man or a pattern matching concept, you're not covering this corner. And that's what we know. And it sets it up right there. So watch what Mike Evans does. And if you really look deep at it, they had 2 different plays set up here. They had Mike Evans corner, and then 19 is going to do a little rub route to set up a slant. Watch this. So both were open. Like both were open. You had Mike Evans on a corner wide open, and you had Godwin on a slant wide open. This play design opened up 2 wide open receivers. Here's another one. The double slant against the Saints. Probably my favorite route concept in the world. Okay. The double slant never fails. The double slant never fails. I'm telling you that right now. Watch this. Never fails. Absolutely never fails. This might even be a triple slant, but this outside receiver does a little delayed hitch and then go. Watch this. Slant, slant. Good luck. They caught him in man defense. They're going to send some pressure. I think he goes too. They're going to send pressure, double slant all day. Watch this. Got him. Too easy. Too easy. I love it. Watch it from the end zone, I think. Do we have it from the end zone? Yes, we do. Bam. What a bullet by Baker. Last one. Saints again. And this kind of goes back to the spacing concept. I could have probably put this under the spacing concept folder, which I have coming up. You have a slant, you have a curl, and you have a flat. So this is what I was talking about, the spacing concept. And I have a whole folder here on that coming up. But essentially all Baker has to do is read what these 3 guys do. Okay? If he sinks, then he's going to sink, and he's going to sink, then your flat's open. If he blitzes and he mans, then your slant's open. If he buzzes the flat in cover 2 and he sinks, your slant's open. So this is like what a spacing concept does. Okay. So this like allows you to your quarterback to make easy reads. Mike Evans all day. Let's go. Let's go, boys. Okay, I'm backed up on comments here as always. We need to draft a tight end in the first round. Doubt we get Trey. Are y'all having your own separate conversation here in the chat? Is that what's happening? Y'all are having your own separate conversation without me involved? Trade Trevor in year 1 of his contract. Bro, what are we doing? The win model says take Tyler Warren at 5. Let's go. I agree. Antonio Tolentino's sheriff can be cut. Kurt can be cut. That's extra money. Hinge in wide receiver probably. We're talking draft in the chat. Is that what we're doing? All these lives in a row with the oh yeah. This is 4 days in a row. I guess is this what it feels like to be a full-time youth? If I did shows every night of the week, I've often thought this, and like, if you're new here, I get off on side tangents. I don't care because this is not what I do full time. I actually have a great job that I do full time. But I've always wondered, like, if I did these shows every night, would people watch? Because of the law of supply and demand. I do shows twice a week, so I feel like people are like, okay, this is his bi-weekly. It's not the right word. 2 shows a week. But I know there's a lot of exciting news, but if I did a show every night, like, would people watch? Like, I always wonder that. Or would people be like, dude, I'm tired of looking at this dude. There's things that go between my head. You're going to sit there and act like things don't go between your head because you're so perfect. Steven Giles, who is perfect, who says, you mentioned we might want a second running back for Cohen's schemes. What about Etienne and Bigsby? Or do you think Bigsby has ball security issues? So I don't think that's like Cohen used 3 running backs. Let me look at him here real quick. So he used Bucky Irving, Rashad White. He used Sean Tucker a lot. Chase Edmonds was on the roster, but like Sean Tucker, Rashad White, and Bucky Irving played a lot. So when I said we want to add a running back, I just think that he'll want like a 3rd running back. Like, I really do. Like, I think I think he'll want a tight end that plays fullback. Like, I think this offense may look a lot different than people are used to around here in Jacksonville, which I'm okay with because this offense has been doo-doo. Do we think we could run a similar system with our current O-line? So that's a great question, but I said this at the beginning of the show. I thought Tampa Bay struggled at their guard and in center position. They gave up a lot of interior pressure. So I believe that if they could do this with those issues, we currently have those same issues. If we could upgrade a bit, then we're a little bit better than what they had. Are we expecting a pass-heavy offense this year? I don't think so. I think Liam Coen likes to run the ball. I mean, we saw it through the jet sweeps. I'm about to show you like how he gets the ball out to his running backs in space through the pass game, which is an extension of the run game. But I think that's all part of I think that, yes, it will be pass heavy by like statistics, but by scheme, it won't be. It won't be, especially when I got some toss plays coming up for y'all. So don't go anywhere. If you're a toss play fan, don't go anywhere because we got some toss plays coming up. Big dog, we need improvement on the interior line. That's true. I guess you just have to pick and choose where you're going to upgrade. Like in theory, you could through the draft and free agency, you could upgrade everywhere, but realistically, it's where you draft early and it's where you spend your most amount of money. So you're realistically looking at like 2 to 3 positions. And when you're looking at positions like safety, corner, wide receiver 2, interior O-line, you kind of have to make a decision. Like if you could upgrade 2 of those spots, okay? So we'll be honest about this. Safety, huge concern. Corner, huge concern. Even if you like Tyson Campbell, the guy can't stay healthy. So safety and corner are huge concerns. Wide receiver 2, you could bring back Christian Kirk and you could be fine there. That's fine. Interior offensive line. So that you have 4 pretty big concerns. If you can upgrade 2, where do you go? And it's easy to say fix the offense and score a bunch of points. And maybe that's where you want to go, but it's just like you got to be realistic. If you're going to go cheap somewhere, where do you go? Do you go safety, interior offensive line, cornerback 2, receiver 2 or 3? This shit's interesting. Oh, thanks, GG. Well, that's the best compliment I've gotten all night. Man, you guys know I need a little bit of positive reinforcement. You guys know I'm self-conscious. Steve says, if Jags don't announce it's official with Coen tonight, will we have to wait until Monday? I don't think so. I don't think the NFL works on like the post-mail schedule. I think we're okay. No, it's not Ward, Reed, and the guy who picked Trevor 4 times and much more guys. I'm not even getting into what that means. LG to RG. They already said it's official, Steve. Jags United. Who do you want at 5? Okay, so I kind of talked about this a little bit. I think what's best for the team is a corner. I think what's best for Trevor is Tet McMillan at receiver. I say go receiver. Go get a corner in free agency. I think McMillan's like 6'5". Go get Trevor some weapons. That's what I would do. The Jags have too many failed picks, done drafting defensive end in the first round. I mean, Josh Allen and Travon Walker are good. Pre-workout, Jason, we watch every night. I actually didn't take pre-workout today. It's too cold. I don't want to go outside. I did a little home workout today. It was pathetic. I'm miserable. I hated myself for it. It's terrible. It was terrible. Anton Harrison has potential. Walker Little has potential. What type of offensive weapon do you feel like we are needing for a Coen-style offense? So, to be honest, it's that second running back for the Coen offense. Like, I think he'd be okay with, I don't know what the future holds with Kirk. I think Parker Washington is a great player to have around here. Don't have much faith in Duvernay. I think when you add in Evan Ingram, I think he'll use him a lot more in the receiving game than anyone he had in Tampa. I mean, Cade Otton's pretty good, but I think Evan Ingram's better than Cade Otton. Durham Payne's a good blocker, decent receiver. Like I said, their third tight end was more of a fullback. So I think he will kind of adapt to having Evan Ingram more as a receiver and maybe use Britton Strange as like a Cade Otton. So I think he might use Evan Ingram as like a second wide receiver and then make Britton Strange that Cade Otton role. And then maybe a Luke Farrell or bring in another tight end to play that Durham Payne role. And I think that sets up pretty well. Again, where I'm seeing the disconnect on this offense is at that running back position. And he made it work with Bucky Irving. So that leaves me a little encouraged, but he used like a lot of different running backs. I mean, Bucky Irving, Rashad White, Like I talked about, Sean Tucker, he used those 3 backs a lot. I don't think there's 3 running backs on this roster that you could legitimately say we could use a lot. So, I don't know. I'm looking through their reserves to see if there's anyone else that I missed. No. All right, let's move into some more plays because we're 46 minutes in, and I have gone through 3 of my 6 folders. Let's get into the spacing folder. There's not a lot of clips in this one. Let's go to the spacing folder here. Okay. All right. This is against the Ravens. They're under center, so obviously they're expecting a run here. Wait, gotta get to this one. Noah with the $5. You guys are spoiling me tonight. Hire Dabo Sweeney to get the Trevor and ETN connection going again. I mean, I don't think that's necessary. I like Dabo Sweeney. I like the fact that he was like not going to the portal. He went old school. I like that. But ETN, I'm a little worried, is running into that running back wall. That's all I'll say about that. Tank Bigsby looks pretty good. And that's why, honestly, I'm saying maybe we should take a running back. Because I don't know how much more time we have on ETN. He's on his 5th-year option. What are you going to do? Give him a contract after this year? I don't see that happening. Thank you, Noah, for the $5. I honestly really appreciate that. Like, thank you. All right, so the spacing. I love the spacing concepts in this offensive scheme. All right, so under center, they got a tight end and running back. So it depends on your coaching style, but a lot of coaches call under center ace. And then ace 11 would be with a tight end or running back. This would be what I'd call a tight personnel. So 1x2 tight. I can't remember how this play goes, but I'm guessing they're probably going to do a motion play. But again, I can't really remember with all these plays. Yeah, there's motion. Yep. Saw that coming. So again, and I just want to repoint this out. Notice how this corner didn't follow this receiver across the field. This told Baker that they're in zone. It's the little things like that always blew my mind that Press Taylor and Doug Peterson didn't do. Those are easy things to do pre-snap to give your quarterback an advantage. So the fact that this corner just passed off this receiver just told Baker that they are in zone. So now we got play action, a pulling tight end. So what, again, I'm sorry I'm getting into the nuances here. And if this is boring to anybody, like I'm sorry. Like that's fine. Okay. But what they're going to do is they're going to pull the guard to the backside. So like you teach D linemen and linebackers to read your keys, and reading your keys when you're a linebacker is they call it, this is the triangle right here. So this triangle right here, you read this. If you see a pulling guard, then they are keying this is a run play. I know these are tiny things that are boring, but they are big. Okay. You see this pulling guard, these linebackers are thinking it's a run play. It's not a run play. So now you got a running back who's at 4-yard depth, at 1-yard depth. He's turned. God knows where he's turned. This corner is doing some sort of TikTok dance move. No telling where he's at. And so now you've set up your passing game in a great situation. Oh, yeah, I like this play. Sorry, I forgot which one it was. This one could have gone in the BTJ folder. Okay. So pre-snap motion, he's going to go upfield and run a post. Okay. So what this is going to do, because they're in zone, this is going to take your cover 2 safety and make him bail. Okay. So he's going to bail. So like this section of the field right here, deep, would be this safety right here. But because this pre-snap motion takes him into the end zone, now this corner has no help deep. Keep that in mind. Okay. He has no help deep. So watch Mike Evans. Watch what Mike Evans does with this whole play setup and this whole concept. So Mike Evans does an inside release, gets up the field. This corner is still, keep in mind, he is thinking, I'm in cover 2, so I have help with the safety over the top. Okay, he knows he has help. So he's kind of playing the flats. He's kind of playing the intermediate out right here. So right here, let's back it up a second. I know this is nuanced, boys. I'm sorry. This is what we do around here. If you don't like it, I'm sorry. So right here, he does a little stick move. Right here's a stick move that Mike Evans does where he might run it out or a corner. So 21 is like, okay, he's my responsibility because I can kind of feel that there's a vertical threat going this way. So, like, as far as the Ravens are concerned, they're doing everything correctly. But watch what Mike Evans does. This is a play concept and design designed to beat a cover 2. This was designed to beat your safety taking the deep guy, your corner taking the flat and intermediate out, and a wide open wide receiver. This whole entire play was designed pre-snap to work. I'm going to play it full speed for y'all. And if you notice, Baker was eyeing it the entire time. Baker saw him in that cover 2. He knew it was going to be open. He was waiting for Mike Evans to turn around. He's waiting for Mike Evans to turn around. He was so open. That is not, and here, and I gotta get big for this. This is not your receivers being better. This is not your quarterback being better. This is your offensive coordinator calling the perfect play against the perfect defense and just winning in the chess game. That's what gets me excited about Liam Coen. This play was perfectly designed, perfectly executed, easy as pie. All right, back to this. Here's another one. This is against the Giants. This is like, I'm sorry. This is like one of my favorite little, if you've ever played any Madden, your little spacing play where it's like everyone's running like a 5 to 8 yard route. This is what I was talking about with the spacing. Baker's already thrown it, but look what you have here. 1, 2, 3. You're making the defender's pick. Right? So if we back it up, again, it all starts with the pre-snap motion. The pre-snap motion. When you're a New York Giants defender and you line up when they break the huddle and you see trips out here to the left, you're thinking, okay, here are my threats. When he comes in motion pre-snap, now they're thinking, okay, we have another dimension here. And now they're going to have a spacing concept right here where you're asking 2 defenders to cover 3 spaced offensive players. And it's just not possible. And again, this all comes down to the offensive game plan and the play call. Who are you going to cover? When Baker throws it, let's back up to when he throws it. So Baker throws it right here. This guy's in pretty good position, but Baker trusts his ability to throw it right here, and he knows he can do that. This linebacker sat in zone correctly on this linebacker end. He was open to the flat. That's going to get you like maybe 4 or 5 yards. So he takes the best pass right here. And this isn't Baker. Baker's a good quarterback. This isn't Baker making the right read. He had 3 receivers within 10 yards, all turning open to him. This is a good play design. And Trevor can do that. Last one against the Ravens. Under center. Pre-snap motion. Are we surprised? No. Wait, where did he show this one? 49ers. Gun. 2x2. Tight left. The exact play I just showed you. You guys notice something about the play I just showed you? Does something look familiar? Exact same play. Running back to the flat, curl middle of the field, and breaking tight end. You have 2 defenders. You got to pick. You got to pick what you're going to cover. And have you noticed something? This running back is open every single time, but Baker trusts his ability to throw it to the inside right here. This linebacker has to sit on this crossing linebacker. Again, 3 guys within 10 yards. This is easy for Baker. This is easy. He just has to look at what his best throw is and make it. First down. Telling you, boys. I'm telling you, boys. All right, I'm scrolling all the way down to the comments. Sorry, guys. Jags fan, would you rather have him or Kareem Hunt? You guys having your own side conversations. I can't keep up. He probably will. Okay. I like Kareem Hunt. Nah, this is my night of freedom. Good job. Oh, thanks, Muddy. I appreciate that. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little caught up in the film. If you can't notice, I'm a little lost in the sauce, but the sauce being the film. Okay, don't misinterpret that. Lost in the film. I've been watching film. I'm not kidding you guys, for 5 hours. I've been watching Bucs film for 5 hours. I'm a little engrossed in the film right now. All right. So I apologize that I missed comments. This is my true self. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Like, honestly, I was like and again, I'm honest with you guys. We're almost an hour in, and I still have 2 folders to get to, so buckle up. But anyways, I was like, I'd been watching Bucs film for like 3.5 hours, and I looked down and I was like, I've been watching Bucs film for 3.5 hours. Like, if I had to work for 3.5 hours, I would need like a break every like hour and a half to like walk around, get up and stretch. Doing this, I was like, I lost track of time. I know way too much about the Bucs team right now. Dan Middlebrooks would be proud about how much. Okay, and Larry Foote. Okay, here's why I know nothing about Larry Foote. What I do know is that the Bucs organization and hierarchy, when you look through their coaching staff, it's kind of random. Like, Larry Foote was like the pass game coordinator and the inside linebackers coach. The coaches had these weird descriptions on what they do. Larry Foote, why I recommended him as the Jags defensive coordinator. This is the only reason why. The Lions interviewed him today or yesterday for their defensive coordinator job, their DC job. The Lions did. If he's good enough for the Lions in that front office organization, I'll take him here, especially after having Mike Caldwell and Ryan Nielsen. He can't be that bad. He really can't. I really do hate to do this to you guys. I'm gonna do something that I hate doing. All right, I do. But you know, again, we're honest people here. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to take a 60-second break because I gotta piss like a racehorse. I'm sorry. I will be back though, so don't go anywhere. I mean, there's 600 of you in here. If half of you leave, we have 300. I'm good with it. Be right back. Don't go anywhere. Maybe I'll play some music.
Something hours, the sweat on my back's got my shirt soaked and sour, you know, it's already gone. Second night's coming and I'm spinning back around. We're all caught up, can't hear or feel the sound, you know, it's already gone. And here comes the feeling when you don't got nothing and all you want to do is get up and start running. You can't hide long cause you know it's gonna start up again. Here's one thing that I know for certain, this life's too short to be worrying about you hurting for long. Oh, it's already gone. Got time, but money's not something that's free. Since the roll of the dice never rolls back to me. You know, it's already gone. A bird in my hand, 2 cans in the other,
Sorry about that. I also had to get a little refill. So I appreciate everyone hanging around for a second. A little, Joshua Church. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Okay, so let's jump back into the film here. Sorry about that. All right, so another thing that he likes to do, I kind of mentioned this before, is like his running backs are like always open in these pass concepts. And again, I only clipped a few because when I clipped like 500 clips, I had to just kind of narrow it down to a few. But in his pass concepts, like a lot of his like we call horizontal run game. That's when you throw it to your running back instead of running it to or handing it to him. So we're going to see here they're in a 11 personnel ace because he's under center. They got two tight. We actually call this a stack here. They'll probably go in motion, but we'll see. Yep, there it is. Goes in motion. Just wide open. Like, and like this, you see this a lot with other teams when we're on defense. But we never can seem to create this with our running backs being wide open. I mean, this is 10 yards of clearance between the next defender to the running back. Easy all day. You may be thinking, oh, well, it's just a one-off. Well, not really. Not really. This is against the Eagles, who they beat. Split backs. Let's go. I mean, good Lord. Why would we never do split backs? I don't get it, but whatever. Love that. Love that. Here's another one. This is against the Eagles again. I mean, again, look at this. They're just always open. Like the running backs always have so much space between the next defender. Always. So those of you that said ETN and Bigsby are going to eat, I think they will. Like, I mean, I think you're going to see a big uptick in their pass receiving production. He also identified that there was a D end on him here. Or maybe who's just the closest guy too. But the running backs, you have to believe me on this. The running backs just always seem to be open. They just always seem to be open. Punchline, $5. Wish Travis were here after you said you'd rather have Saleh than Coen a few weeks ago. Worst part of this hire is waiting until September to see it. Now, Punchline, don't bring up my past. I've made a lot. Well, you know, it's funny, and this is like a self-admission. I was looking through some like old YouTube videos, and I sorted by oldest, and we did a live show in like God knows how long ago, whenever we drafted Josh Allen. And we did a live show from like a brewery, and it was live clip of when we drafted Josh Allen. And you guys may know Mike, who hasn't been on the show in a while, but he's one of my buddies who's on every once in a while. I was like, oh, Josh Allen, he's not an offensive player. I wanted an offensive player. And Mike's like, no, Josh Allen's like really good. And I was like, I know he's good, but like, is he going to be that good in the NFL? Fast forward. So I'm wrong a lot of times when it comes to football. When it comes to life lessons and personal experiences, I'm usually right. But I'm happy with Coen. But thank you, Punchlines, for the $5. I do appreciate that. Straight, where do you think the line is between a good concept and a great play? Great freaking question. The reason why I had an entire folder. Okay, that's a question I internally battle with all the time. So Stray, that's a great question. But I think that's exactly why I have folders labeled good play design, pass to running back who's wide open, spacing, and utilizing BTJ. Because I think all four of those things are good play design. That's why I clipped them. In fact, there was a lot of clips that the Bucs had where Mike Evans went up and made a great play on a ball. And like I wanted to create a huge folder of run plays because Liam Coen elevated the run game of the Bucs. This is what everyone talks about. And I wanted to create this huge folder of Liam Coen's run concepts. And as I watched these successful run plays, They were all just really good blocking. And so like I didn't clip them because of your exact question. Because I was like, is that a good concept or is that just good offensive linemen creating space? And actually, more specifically, Bucky Irving is a really freaking good running back. Really, really good. I did not appreciate how good he was until I watched every single offensive play from the Bucks. Bucky Irving is really, really, really good. He's very patient. When he needs to be, but he hits the hole with aggression when he needs to be. He can break a tackle when he needs to. He has great balance at all times. He's a good receiving back. So that's a great question. And I actually didn't clip a lot of plays because of that exact thing. I was like, this isn't going to help my case on Liam Coen. This is going to make them just look like it was a good play by a good player. So that is a great question. But I did try, Stray, to clip these plays specifically to answer that question. But that's exactly how I feel too. Josh says, Jason has always wanted a McVay tree guy. Yeah, you guys know me. I wanted Mike LaFleur. Listen, next year, the coaching cycle, I guarantee you Mike LaFleur is one of the hottest names. I guarantee it. These are the vibes I need right now. Bro, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. Let's see what's going on my phone here. Okay. Nice. Nitro. Can you start over? I just joined. I can't. The film breakdown is sick, though. You're on it, dude. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I got more coming. Don't go anywhere. Coen might be better than Ben Johnson. He might be, but he might not be. Your statement is still true. I still believe in ETN. Chef Portable. Okay. And maybe. Listen, I'm not one of these guys that tries to like hardline something. Typically. But ETN fumbles too much. How many times has Pacheco or Hunt fumbled? Patrick Graham is DC. He has the Raiders a top 15 defense. So that would be my number one choice for DC. But outside of San Fran and Robert Saleh, I think every team wants Patrick Graham as their DC if they don't have one. That's the only problem. Yeah. I'm not even reading that one, but you're right. Muschamp will most likely be at Georgia. What are we talking about Muschamp for? How tall is Mike Evans? 6'5"? I think so. Around there. How many times have those guys ran behind the worst O-line in all of football? I don't think they're the worst. Draft Junkins day 2. Oh, I'm gonna get into some draft videos here soon. I'm on a roll, dude. I may do a show every night for the next month. No telling. I'm on cloud 9 right now. Jason, the elevation of the run game from Coen was the way he switched the scheme to allow his players to succeed and not force them to do it his way. So again, Volkfang, who I appreciate being a channel member. Thank you. I watched, and we'll move into the run. We'll move into the run folder here in a second. The thing I think about was Bucky Irving was really good. And I know I just said that, but like, I don't know if we have a running back as good as Bucky Irving, to be honest. And a lot of the plays that I watched Tampa Bay do successfully on the ground, I found myself saying, that was Bucky Irving. He's a dog. So that's why I was just in this middle ground between like, was it Coen's play call and scheme? Was it the offensive line? Was it Bucky Irving just being a dog of a running back? And I don't know that answer. But the reality of it is, like, Bucky Irving was really, really good. Let's move into the run folder. Oh, there's more plays in here than I thought. Buckle up, boys. There's a lot more plays here than I thought. All right. I'm going to go through these quick because we're an hour and 10 minutes in. This is against the Panthers. I mean, this one I think is a good play design. I really do. But Bucky Irving, I mean, again, pre-snap motion, pulling tight end. I mean, this is the type of thing that I was talking about, which I have to give credit to Liam Coen for, because he does a lot of this. Cross block from this tight end, pull block from this tight end, down, finds the A gap. And this is a good play design. It really is. This one I'll give to Liam Coen. But that stiff arm there, that was all Bucky Irving. This one I like. It's a counter toss against the Saints. Again, this is the type of stuff like, why do we never see this? Motion, back motion. Like a good. Make the defense declare what they're doing. All right, we know they're in zone. Great. Maybe maybe they're in man, yeah. But yeah, we'll take that. Little counter toss. Yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that. Another toss right here against the 49ers. Pre-snap motion, every play. I love it. Another, it's the exact same play, counter toss. Tutty. I guess that one's play design. You did get some good blocks here in space to the right. They did pull the tight end and the tackle, which again, a lot of pull here. You might see 3 new tight ends on this roster. I'm not kidding. I think you keep Evan Ingram. I think you keep Brenton Strange, but they may bring in 2 more tight ends and a fullback. I know that's stretching it a bit, but legitimately the way he used his tight ends was pretty genius. Yeah, I like that. Here's another toss. I mean, they've all been tosses, so this is what I was just trying to get to against the Chiefs. And this is what I'm talking about. When I'm talking about a running back being patient for the hole to open up, Tank Bigsby's not that guy. He's not. I'll be honest with you. Tank Bigsby's a hit the hole as fast and hard as I can, and let me get what I can. ETN's a little more patient, but doesn't have the legs he used to. But watch this patience by the running back to do a little hesitation there at like 5 yards in. Like, do we have a running back who can do this? Great play design. You had pulls from the offensive line and all that. But he likes to get to the edge on those toss plays. He does. This is an inside run play against the Saints. Pre-snap motion, of course. This one's nice. This one's nice right here. Again, this is what I'm talking about. The way he uses it. I mean, this is a tight end, and this is a tight end. You're going to have a motion tight end who's going to come up and lead block. Then you're going to have a pulling tight end create a space for him in this gap. I mean, that's a good play design. Let's watch it from the end zone. This is a good play design. This is the fullback, 41. That's the fullback / tight end I was telling you guys about. Bam. That's giving me Mike Allstott vibes right there. Watch 41. Bam. Was it a hold? Maybe. Threw him to the ground, though. I'll take it. Bucky Irving. My goodness. Watch this move. Oh. Oh. Do it to him, Bucky. I could watch that on loop for a while. I really could. One more time. That's gnarly. Here's another inside run against the Eagles. Pre-snap motion. Shocker. Not a bad play right there. I mean, hey, again, it's the pre-snap motion with the orbit motion that he does behind the quarterback that freezes the backside that allows that inside run right there. the pulling guard. Panthers. This is a touchdown. What are you noticing? Are you guys picking up on the pre-snap motion here? This is the fullback tight end right here. They bring into the game. He's going to come in and seal off this edge right here. That's easy. It's easy touchdown. Against the Eagles, toss play, pre-snap motion, lead blocker. I mean, we haven't seen this type of running game in Jacksonville in a long time or ever. I mean, this is good stuff right here. Yeah, you might see two new tight ends on this team. You might. All right, scrolling all the way down. I'm sorry, guys. Again, I at the beginning I said I wouldn't be able to get to all the comments. I said it. I'm gonna try my best. ETN is more deadly than that in open space. Okay. We need to shore up the line for sure. Hit him with that now. You see me now. You don't. It's against. Okay, that's true. I agree, Timmy. He plays to his strengths. It can be very dangerous. Topa says we still have Ian Cunningham, Lewis Reddick, and Ray Agnew as options. I wouldn't trip about the Chiefs guy. Snake alert. Don't know what that means. Strange could seal the edge. I like Britton Strange. I mean, I think he's a solid. I think he's for sure in. I think he's for sure on this roster. I just think outside of Ingram and Strange, I think Farrell's gone. I think you're going to look at maybe 2 new tight ends and then maybe a 5th tight end because you saw the way he utilizes tight ends. And I think he will use Evan Ingram more as a wide receiver. So I think he may add an extra tight end as a fullback because he's using Evan Ingram as a receiver. Just a guess, though. Jags United, this guy's a snake. I'm a snake. I'm trying to think of the worst thing I've ever done to somebody. Yeah, I'll be honest with you guys. This is true. This is a true story. We're an hour and 20 in. In 6th grade, I haven't been able to live this down. In 6th grade, I was really crushing on a girl, and there was this other 6th grader who this girl was also like, whatever. Like I straight up made up a lie about this kid to get him in trouble. I've never been. That's almost like 25 years ago. I'm still not over that. That I in 6th grade just made up a lie about a kid to get him in trouble. Maybe I am a snake. Like if I'm willing to do that at the ripe age of 6th grade, there's no telling what I could do. I don't think I've forgiven myself for that yet. So Doug, if you're out there, I apologize, dude. That's on me. That's on me, dude. If I could say I'm sorry, I would, because I do have a little snake in me because I've yet to live down that regret from 6th grade. But since then, I think I've been okay, but I won't forget that. That was a tough time in life, man. That was it, man. How do you feel about business ethics? I mean, Liam Coen got a promotion. It wasn't a lateral move. It wasn't like a college athlete who went from one college to another for more money. Liam Coen got a promotion and job title and tripled his salary. So that's how business works. If you think for a second, Noah, that getting a promotion and tripling your salary is unethical, you've never worked in the real world. And that comment alone just shows me that you've never worked in the real world, because that's how the real world works. And for some reason, we hold these people to a different standard than the real world because, again, Noah, that's how the world works. So maybe you've either never had a job in the real world or you're just delusional to how the world works, but that's how the world works. I hate to tell you, Noah, but that's a daily occurrence in the business world. Noah Cope. Farrell could improve. Maybe. Yeah, that's true. That's a good point, Isaiah. That's a good point. This playbook has my Madden stamp of approval. Seriously, I'm 5-1 since using. Jonathan, don't get. Listen, I don't know what that means. I can't read Spanish. Blocking wise. Judkins can be that Irving type player. I gotta do more research on the draft. I'm not gonna lie. You know it. Plain dumb. Listen, I'm glad you're here, Noah. I love a little devil's advocate. That's usually me in chats. Not gonna lie. Okay. There's too much going on back and forth here. Job Clark. See if you can get Basilli to talk to Liam, to talk to Shad, to make the throwbacks permanent. I like that line of logic. I don't hate that. If Doug was calling plays, he would have utilized the tight end too. He's in Slytherin. I took a Harry Potter test one time, to test what's it called, house you'd be in. I was a Slytherin. I'll admit it. I think I fit in well with them. And here's why. And I know we're an hour and 30 in, so don't care. I feel like the Slytherins were a little more competitive in the Wizard games. That would have been me. Did they do a couple things they tried to cut? That would have been me. I would have been trying to cheat to get an advantage. They still lost. I guess that's the main point. But yeah, they were trying to win. And again, I've seen, I had an ex that made me watch the Harry Potters one time. The Slytherin dude, the main guy, who was the villain the whole time, ended up being like the hero at the end. I relate to that. Sorry, I don't know their names, but you get the idea. I'm not opposed to Farrell getting cut. Me neither. And just a reminder, Farrell is an Urban Meyer guy. Just keep that in mind. Tampa, he wasn't a snake 3 days ago. Noah's fine. Okay, listen, we're united. Listen, we can welcome people's opinions. If they're a little annoying, that's okay. That's okay. Why you hate and don't respect Trevor Lawrence as if he hasn't done good things in the league? So I do not hate Trevor Lawrence, and this is a valid question because I've talked to a lot of different people, and my question is more not about hate. It's more about has your expectations changed? And the answer is yes, because when he was drafted, he was the savior. Now it's could he get us to the Super Bowl? When we drafted him, we all expected him to win us multiple Super Bowls. Now it's can Trevor get us to the Super Bowl? And then you tack on that huge contract. I am rooting for Trevor more than anybody. I promise. I am rooting for Trevor more than anybody. But he has not played well the last 2 years. And you can't ignore that. Yes, he's been injured. His O-line's been bad. He's gone through coordinators. I have nothing bad to say about Trevor. I've just lowered my ceiling of expectations. I don't think that makes me a hater. I just think that makes me someone that tries to critically think and would love to be proved wrong. So good question, because I have asked people about that, but I'm genuinely curious. The proof is in the pudding. Mahomes has nothing around him, and they win games. He's got a good tight end and a rookie hybrid running back / receiver, and they win games. Scrolling down here. Oh my God, I'm so far behind. All right. I'm going to get to my last folder here. The crossers folder. The last thing I want to point out that Liam Coen does is he creates a lot of mesh concepts. And if you don't know what a mesh concept is, that's basically just a lot of crossing concepts. And what this does is this makes the linebackers either have to fight through contact or communicate real effectively their assignments. Very difficult for a defense to do. Liam Coen, it does this a lot. So this play will show you here against the 49ers. Just look. I'm going to rewind it. Just watch what happens right here. Just watch this part of the field, okay? Just watch this part of the field, and I think you'll see what I'm talking about here. Doesn't go for a lot, but what I'm going to show you the next couple plays, this is the concepts that Liam Coen tries to create. This linebacker actually does a great job getting his balance back and making a tackle. Watch it again. Not bad. Watch this here. Same thing against the Commanders. drag concept, crosser, middle of the field. It's layered. Like I said, he does a high-low layered concept. Spacing, layers, whatever you want to call it. This linebacker chose to bite here instead of sinking, so this left Mike Evans wide open. Probably not the best decision if you're a linebacker, but, you know, the game's moving fast. Big gain. Big gain. Here's another one. This is against the Giants. I will say, though, this is some Canadian football type pre-snap motion going forward at the snap. But again, like Baker actually, because of the pressure, misses a wide open receiver here on this concept, but still finds an open receiver. So, I mean, he does these layers concepts really well. Dang, we didn't get to the run folder. Did we get the run folder? Oh, yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. Okay. So that's all I have on Liam Coen. I went through every single offensive snap for the Bucs, and that was basically it. So hopefully you got a little bit of context on what he likes to do. I do want to apologize because I'm usually a guy that likes to hit every comment. I couldn't tonight because of the clips, but I will hit some comments here just to round out the show. Mahomes was garbage this year until he got Hopkins. Should tell you something. I'm of the belief that the quarterbacks can't actually carry a team unless it's a straight up scrambling quarterback. Okay. I don't have enough info at the moment to argue that. But Brady carried the Patriots for over a decade without scrambling for a single yard. So maybe address that counter argument. Maybe you could say modern NFL, because when you look at like the top running quarterbacks, it's like Lamar Jackson, it's like Patrick Mahomes, it's like Jaden Daniels, Josh Allen. So like you have a point this year. But outside of this year, I guess I would just like to hear your point there. It's okay. Todd Hunsaker, hopefully the next OC, finally gets bowls out of Tampa. 1-10. How excited should we be? 1 for 10? I don't know what that means. Sorry, big dog. And again, I have no context because I just went to the bottom of the chat. Who do you want as our special teams coach? If we could keep Heath Farwell, I'd be pumped. But don't know. Preference on GM. I'm a Ray Agnew, Ian Cunningham guy. But then again, okay, and I will say this. I do think that Shad Khan and Tony Khan are going to be more involved than they have been. I think for the last 5 years, they've turned over all football operations to other people who are quote unquote experts, and the team's been terrible. And based on Shad Khan's statements about I'm going to be involved in the hiring process, I think that Tony and Shad are going to, and I hate using this term, but I think they're going to become these meddling owners. And like, again, I hate using that term, but they have tried to outsource the GM, the czar position to other people. I mean, they tried Tom Coughlin, they tried Urban Meyer, they tried Trent Baalke. And like, however you feel about any of those people, all three of those people had like advantages in the hiring process. And if you're a businessman, hiring Tom Coughlin, he's a legend, Hall of Famer. Hiring Urban Meyer, everybody wanted him. Hiring Trent Baalke, he's been in the league and drafts well. I think this is the era of the Khans saying they're going to step in and be the meddling owners. And I think you could possibly see not a GM being hired at all. Who's the guy that they promoted from within? I can't remember his name at the moment, but like, I think you might see that. I think you might see a promotion from within and the Khans just stepping in and being like, you know what? We're going to let Liam Coen have the biggest say, but we're not bringing in a GM. Because what did Tony Khan do? Analytics? So I legitimately think that's what's going to happen. I think you're going to see them get involved. I think this is the era of the Cons meddling with the team for better or for worse, but they've tried it the other way. The fans want Baselli. If it's between Tony Baselli and Tony Khan, how is the Cons going to be like, yeah, let's do that? I don't know. Doug Marone for DC. He's coming home. All right. Yeah, Wall. Ethan Wall. Thank you. Thank you, Gigi. We pray he's good. I think I have to wrap it up there. It's an hour and 33 minutes. I'm fatigued. It's been 4 days of straight live shows. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little fatigued. Spent 5 hours watching the Bucks film today. It's been a roller coaster. But I will say that you guys have been here every step of the way. And there's people in the chat that I've noticed have been here every show. And I literally cannot express how thankful I am for you guys. But I think I'm going to wrap it up here. Last comment we'll get to, hit the like button. I've seen an enormous amount of followers, subscribers in the last 4 days. So thank you guys. Like, seriously, thank you. Like, I never want a show to go by without me saying like how thankful I am for you guys, because this is like a dream come true that I could sit here and talk Jags with people. We all have our group chats where we talk Jags, but to be able to do it live and in the moment, it'll never get old for me. So I seriously appreciate you guys. I may try to do a show tomorrow night, not because there's any news, but just because like I've had so much fun doing this. So I just want to thank you guys. Seriously, I love all of you. The people that aren't for the Jags, the people that are for the Jags, like, thank you. If you could tell a friend about the Jags, this channel, I'd appreciate that. Oh, here's one thing I did want to say. Okay, here's one thing I did want to say. I'm huge on promoting Jags fans' businesses. I don't want any money. If you have a business where like maybe some of the like, we've had I mean, over the last 4 shows, I was doing the math. We've had like almost 10,000 people watching these shows. Okay. So over the last 4 days, if you have like a business where like you think someone could maybe get your product and you're a Jags fan, it's a good product, I'd love to promote it. I mean, Racha Sriacha, this is a Jags fan. No monetary. I want to promote whatever you have. So I want to see all Jags fans come up. So if you have a business or have something, DM me and I will promote the hell out of it, because I want to see all you guys come up. So I appreciate that. Seriously, I love you guys from the bottom of my heart. I will see you guys very, very soon. Go Liam Coen, go Jags. And thank you guys. I love you guys. Till next time, go Jags.